as radio plays it in, and I'm so excited that I got this man out of bed. Wait, I'm sure there's other ways to say that. In fact, hold on a second. A good human being, and I know that he's just woken up, and he looks phenomenal. Chad, how's it, man?
Hi, Chad.
Well, you said to me to splash some water on my face. I was thinking it was just going to be a radio interview from bed.
Well, look, we know
But
everything is content nowadays. So,
it is
but
content. You're right.
Chad, before we even get into it, I found your story online. We spoke about it yesterday on air. How are you feeling before we even get into it? Honestly, how are you feeling right now?
I'm absolutely still shocked. I'm overwhelmed. It is all really a lot for me, as it is for Sydney. Sydney even had to tell me, he said, Chad, I think I just have to go actually home because everyone is noticing me on the street, and from being invisible to all of a sudden I'm the local celebrity. It's too much for me. And I think I just have to go away for a week and then I'll come see you next week. I said, welcome to the life of content creation and influencing.
Exactly. So obviously the story is all over the place. I'm not going to go into super detail. I just wanted to find out, you going for a run on the prom that day. What in the mercy, Lord, was going on in your head? That were you going just to make content? Because I know you're a runner. So are you one of those like obsessed runners that no matter what's going on outside? What was the reason to get on the prom that
I'll
day?
tell you honestly, I was also coming back from Africa Burn. I wanted to clear my head and just clear my thoughts. And I was going to go run at my sister first, in a treadmill in a warm house, in the gym down there. And when I looked outside, I saw just a little bit of a drizzle, and I thought, you know what? It might be nice just to be the only person on the promenade. And I went for my regular run, and I'm telling you, it was fate. We call the word bashit in Yiddish. I turned at a place that I never turn at. And I went right just before I meant to do a 10-kilometer run. And I said, you know what, my body's so sore from training for Cape Town Marathon. I turned right, so I was only going to do 8Ks instead of 10. And then right by the lighthouse, when I turned up this one road, I saw a man in this turquoise jacket just trying to wheel himself. The rain was coming from the right. I could see he was struggling, and I just ran up to him. I said, where are you going? Let me push you.
Oh my God. And who knows that, isn't it so interesting? Butterfly effect in essence, that one tiny change from a 10K to an 8K, the one turn instead of left, right. And you also Chad, the cool thing is you haven't made this about you, but we have to give you the credit. So many people wouldn't have, and you did. And you have literally changed this man's life. When you went and told him about that 100,000 that you'd made, and you drew the money, and the first thing you did was give some money out to other people, my mind was blown. But more than that moment when he said, I'm going to buy me toiletries.
Yeah. And when he said, oh my God, I had shivers when he says, Chad, I'm going to feel human again. Jeez, that broke me. There were so many things when speaking to him, how Sydney's, he tried to take his own life a couple of times, and how he wanted to give up, and how he felt invisible. It's just like now, all of a sudden, he's like, now he feels like he has a second chance in life.
And now tell me, obviously you mentioned when you met him that he'd been in this horrible accident and that road accident fund had done nothing. Do you think that perhaps this might even be an opportunity to reopen the road accident fund case?
Huge opportunity. I've also, and thank you to everyone maybe who's listening, who follows me, who's reached out. I've had tons of lawyers, tons of attorneys. And again, this is all overwhelming because everyone wants to help. So I've gotten so far with one person who we're going to open up the case again. And I need all that information from Sidney, what happened to him 5 years ago, because he needs to claim what is rightfully his. I mean, he was disabled and hasn't been able to do anything with life for the last 5 years.
And Chad, this money that's come in, what is the total now of donations for Sidney?
I haven't even checked.
Check while we're live, because also, are you going to take a manager's fee?
I'd love to.
So right now, Chad is just right away from the computer to go and have a look. He's going to be seeing, this is so live. This is the first time this morning that he is checking what the total is for Sidney. When he went live with us just a couple of days ago, and I mean that 2 days ago, we were sitting at about 100,000 Rand. And then they went to Good Hope FM yesterday at the SABC, and that had reached almost 400,000 Rand. And while you're looking at the number, are most of the donations coming from South Africa or overseas?
Or from literally all around the world. Most of it started off as South Africa, but then again, lots of people from Sydney. It was so funny. Like the one person got a girl from Sydney for Sydney.
Go.
And I tell
What?
you, guys,
What?
I've a newfound respect for people who push people and their loved ones in wheelchairs, because that is
It's
hard.
hectic, eh?
When Sidney said to me, I'm like, where are you going? He goes, you can push me to wherever you want to go. And I said, just tell me. There's no one else on the promenade. And he said, okay, I need to go to the Pavilion, to the Sea Point pools. So I thought, Sidney, that is stuck far, hey? But I can just imagine, you know, I'm cold out here. There's no one else out there. It's going to take you hours to get there. And again, the word shit, you know, fate, destiny. I also had to turn. That was the road I had to run to anyway.
You were doing high rocks, bro. You high rocks.
I'm a hybrid athlete.
You're a Harvard athlete
Just
then.
show you, like, look how crazy this is over here. So, like,
Yo.
I have to go all the way down like this, and there are 2,000, maybe 2.5, 3,000 people that have donated to him.
My goodness. Right now we're looking at a screen
Look.
that has got people's names, anonymous, it just going and going and going and going and going. This is incredible. Like literally right now he's just pressing view more, view more, view more.
And you
And
know
what I love is the amount of anonymous people that are saying, I don't want a pat on my back. I just want to help.
That's what they say also is the biggest form of when you do charity, like, is giving without needing someone to know that you've given it, you know.
But it's not exactly that. And you know what, Chad, there's also a beautiful saying, and I don't know who to credit to, but it says when you can't take it anymore in life, if you can't take it anymore, then give, because nothing is better for your soul than giving. And also what you've done. And you know what? I'm stoked for you that you got so many extra followers, because you deserve it and your content is great. But I know that you didn't do it for that. And that's the cool thing as well, is that your intention really was to help this man. And you have done that. And has anyone offered as well? And I know you're just looking for the full amount now. Has anybody offered to give him some financial advising by any, you know what I mean? Because now
that's the most, I think that's probably the most important, because the money will sit the money sits in the back of Buddy account. That's where all the money is. If you want to try and move that money ASAP, I'm getting the number now. We started this on the 12th of May. It's now the 14th. So it's been 2 days.
Just 2 days. 2 days. And you know what? I also want to just say that the fact that that man happened to be on the prom at that exact time, at that day, when you talk about being divinely guided, hey, I mean, he could have been anywhere. You know, when you went back to try and find him to tell him the news, and then he couldn't even read the letter, that also was like heartbreaking. Please, Chad, will you read that for me? You couldn't find him. He doesn't have, he doesn't have a phone. You don't know where to actually look for him. So the fact that you found him on that day was remarkable.
So my dad actually got him a phone. My dad's in the business, but we gave him a phone. I'm waiting for him. He has my number. I wrote my number on that little letter for him. He wants to frame the letter.
Oh my gosh. Do you have the number?
Just convert.
You happen to be tuning in right now. We're speaking to Chad Nathan. He's online as Ginger with the GoPro. He just kind of by mistake met up with Sidney on the promenade, a man who lost his leg, his home, and his job after an accident. No help from Road Accident Fund. And then comes his angel, Chad. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, drum roll.
Drum roll.
And the number is
Yes.
424,000 Rand.
I have got such goosebumps.
That's insane. And like, not only that, and then also, Aquasania, the water company, they work with the Sweethearts Foundation. They will be giving Sidney a brand new electric wheelchair.
Oh my gosh.
And even went further than that. Most emotional email from this girl, who I'll keep private. Her mother had passed away after getting her leg amputated. She was also a double amputee. she had those prosthetic legs are very expensive. And she wanted to donate, she was waiting for the right moment. She wants to donate her mother's prosthetic leg to Sydney. So Sydney may not have to have his other leg amputated.
And he
He's
might
the
even get a
third time,
prosthetic.
and he might even get a prosthetic. He might even run the Sydney Marathon.
Listen to me, Chad. Just thank you. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for sharing the story. It's so beautiful because when we are reminded that humans are so good, and while everyone was panicking about the Cape weather because it was so hectic,
It
what
was
you
hectic.
did there, like it might have been a weird decision to go for a ride at that time, but like you said, man, something just guided you there, and you were an earth angel for that man that day. And in fact, he's been one for you too, and he's been one for all of
Yes.
us because his way about him, he's so light, so beautiful, so friendly, like, wow, what a champion.
He always goes, it wasn't me. I feel like when he was a kid in school or even though he left school when he was very young and he would get into trouble, he just goes, it wasn't me.
Oh my gosh. Chad, thank you so much. Thank you for waking up early for this.
Thanks,
We appreciate you. Honestly, like, we
thanks
just
so
can't
much
wait
for
to see
having
how
me
this
and
goes.
to sending the story out to everyone out there. Hey, so have a great day, guys.
And good luck for the Australian Sydney Marathon.
Cape Town Marathon next week first.
Oh yes, good luck. Good luck. I know you don't say break a leg to runners, so whatever the break a leg equivalent is for runners. We hope
Thank you
your
so much.
hammies are happy and that your hip flexors are amazing and your knees feel like just the most stoked on the day.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Cape Town this morning, 25,000 rand.
Yeah.
That's the craziest story I've ever heard, bro.
That is wildly
incredible.
amazing. Wildly amazing.
South Africans, eh?
Yo,
Yes, girl.
Yes.
It's a reminder of who we are.
I like
Keep doing what we do.
so proud to be us.
Yeah.